Hey, Emmerdale family, welcome back. Grab your biggest mug of tea and maybe a packet of biscuits, or three, because we need to talk. And I mean really talk. Usually when I sit down to write these updates, it's about who's cheating on who or which dingle is currently in a spot of bother with the law. But today feels different. Today the rumor mill isn't just spinning, it's absolutely overheating. We have been glued to our screens watching Ray Walters, played by the absolutely phenomenal Joe Absalom, tear through our beloved village like a hurricane. He's been the villain we love to hate, right? From his terrifying manipulation of poor April Windsor to that twisted romance with Laurel, Ray has been the definition of bad news. But the latest reports coming out of the Dales, they aren't about his crimes, they aren't about his next victim, they are about him. Hold on to your hats because the spoilers dropping today are screaming one thing: health shock. And the details involving a certain village doctor, well, let's just say you might want to sit down for this one. The villain we thought was invincible. Let's rewind for a second. Since Joe Absalom strutted onto the screen as Ray Walters, the dynamic in Emmerdale has shifted. He's cool, he's calculated, and he's terrifyingly calm. We've seen him manipulate the teenagers, pull the wool over Laurel's eyes, and dodge the police with a smirk that makes you want to throw your remote at the TV. We've looked at Ray as this unstoppable force. He's the predator, never the prey. He's the one holding the strings, not the one dangling from them. That's why this news is hitting the fandom so hard. It's the classic soap twist. What happens when the monster becomes mortal? The reports circulating today suggest that Ray is about to face a massive medical crisis. We aren't just talking about a flu or a sprained ankle from running away from Cane Dingle. We are talking about a doctor will shock you moment that could fundamentally change the endgame for this character. The Doctor Will Shock You report. What we know. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the rumors. The headline dominating the fan forums right now involves a confrontation or a consultation involving Dr. Liam Kavanagh. Now we know Liam, he's seen it all. He's dealt with Mina, Shudder. He's dealt with the storm deaths. He's dealt with heartbreak. He is the moral compass of the village's medical world. If Liam is shocked, we should be terrified. Here is the theory gaining the most traction: the misdiagnosis or the master plan. There are two camps forming in the Emmerdale fan community right now, and I honestly don't know which one makes me more emotional. Theory 1, the genuine tragedy. Could it be that Ray Walters is genuinely dying? We've seen hints of his humanity, tiny, fleeting moments where he talks about his past, his adoption by Celia, and the family life he never had. Is the show preparing us for a redemption arc cut short? Imagine the scene. Ray, cornered, running out of options, collapses. Liam runs the tests. The result isn't prison time. It's a terminal diagnosis. Why does this shock? Because it forces us, the audience, and the characters, like Laurel and April, into an impossible emotional position. How do you grieve for a monster? If Ray is sick, does he deserve our sympathy? It's the kind of moral dilemma Emmerdale does better than anyone else. It brings tears because it's confusing. We hate him, but watching a human being fade away is never easy. Theory 2, the ultimate deception. This is the one that has my blood boiling already. What if the Doctor Will Shock You moment isn't a diagnosis, but a discovery? What if Ray is faking it? We know Ray is a master manipulator. We know he needs a way to keep Laurel close and keep the police at bay. What better shield than a severe illness? You can't arrest a dying man. You can't leave me, Laurel, I'm sick. If Liam Kavanagh discovers that Ray has been forging medical records or inducing symptoms to manipulate the village, that confrontation will be explosive. The shock here wouldn't be the illness. It would be the sheer depth of his depravity. The impact on the village and our hearts. Regardless of whether this health shock is real or fake, the fallout is going to be tear-jerking. Let's look at who gets hurt the most. 1. Laurel Thomas. Oh, Laurel. Our hearts just break for her, don't they? She has been so desperate for happiness, so willing to see the good in Ray. She sees him as a family man, someone who fits into her life. If Ray is sick, she will nurse him. She will fight for him. She will alienate her friends to stand by him. And if it turns out to be a lie, that betrayal might just break her permanently. The scenes between Charlotte Bellamy, Laurel, and Joe Absalom are going to be award-winning. I can feel it. Get the tissues ready because watching Laurel's heart shatter, either from grief or betrayal, is going to be rough. 2. April Windsor. This poor girl. She has been groomed, terrified, and trapped by Ray. If Ray falls ill, does her nightmare end? Or does she feel guilty? Ray has a way of getting inside people's heads. He might make April feel like she caused this stress. The psychological warfare isn't over just because he's in a hospital bed. Amelia Flanagan has been acting her socks off lately, and I think this health twist is going to give her some of her most powerful material yet. 3. The Dingles. You know the Dingles won't buy it. Kane will be sniffing around that hospital room like a bloodhound. If this is a fake illness, Kane will be the one to expose it. But if it's real, even Kane has a code. It stops the vengeance in its tracks. It leaves everyone in a state of limbo. Why we are so invested, the psychology of the soap villain. Why do we care so much? Why am I writing 1,000+ words about a fictional drug dealer's health? Because Emmerdale writers are geniuses at the humanize the villain trope. Think about it. We've seen it before. We saw it with Carl King. We saw it with Al Chapman to an extent. Just when you are ready to write someone off as pure evil, the writers throw in a curveball, a health scare, a secret child, a tragic backstory. With Ray, it's the Joe Absalom factor. Joe is such a charismatic actor. Even when Ray is threatening teenagers, there's a part of you that watches him and thinks, man, he's charming. A health storyline strips away the villain's armor. It puts them in a hospital gown, vulnerable, weak. It forces us to ask, is anyone truly beyond redemption? The shock the doctor delivers is likely going to challenge our own perceptions. Are we cheering for him to die? That feels wrong. Are we hoping he lives? That feels like a betrayal of April. It's messy. It's emotional. It's real life. What fans are saying online. I took a dive into the forums, so you don't have to. It's wild in there. To see what the Emmerdale army is predicting. The theories are flying fast and furious. User Emmerdale fan 99. I bet he needs a transplant, and the only match is one of the kids he terrorized. Imagine the drama. Okay, that would be insane. User Dingle Diva. It's fake. 100%. He's pulling a fast one on Laurel. Liam will find out and Ray will threaten Liam to keep quiet. User Sopadict UK. I think he's actually sick. Did you see how he looked in the scene with Bear? He looked tired. I think the writers are killing him off. The community is split, but one thing everyone agrees on. We are not ready for the twist. The doctor will shock you, my prediction. Okay, here is my personal take. I'm going out on a limb here. I think the report is true, but with a twist. I think Ray is sick, but he's been hiding it for a long time. That's why he's been so desperate to make money fast. That's why he's been so reckless. He knows he's on borrowed time. Dr. Liam won't just reveal an illness. He'll reveal that Ray has known for months. This changes everything. It means every manipulation of April, every lie to Laurel, was the act of a desperate dying man trying to leave a legacy, or cash behind. It doesn't forgive him, but it explains the madness. And the tearful moment, it won't be Ray dying. It will be Laurel realizing she fell in love with a ghost.